I've never got to say Should I say it?
Hit the button below.
Should I say like and subscribe? Hey everyone, I'm Nick Love, Product Manager at Staffbase, and welcome to Meet the Makers. I'm sitting here with Jasmina today, and we're going to talk about some of the products that she and her teams have helped build.
Hi, I'm Jasmina. I'm the product director here at Staffbase, and I am responsible for making sure that we know what customers need and what value we can bring to them, and make sure that that translates into product that we are building with our teams. Very nice to be talking to you.
Thank you for being here. So today we're going behind the scenes of two of our most beloved updates. So that is the Navigator and the Content Pro. What is the Navigator?
Yeah, Navigator is our AI assistant for all employees, from desk workers to frontline workers. Basically, your one go-to source for anything company related.
So think of a moment that an employee needed Navigator. Who were they and what were they trying to do?
Yeah, so I have a lot of stories to tell on this because that's my favorite part of my work. So basically, we are sitting on so much information of every company, everything from CEO latest update to your pay slips to your shift planning. And I love those stories where I see on the moment this being used and actually very powerful. So my favorite ones are, for example, nurses. We have a customer who rolled out Navigator there. So it's basically the people who are already so incredibly busy and doing such an important job. And imagine they're running in the middle of the night in the hallway and they have some kind of operational question. You want it to be answered there. You don't want a nurse to go afterwards emailing someone and asking this. It has to be resolved so she can resume her important work. So I love to see how these moments actually happen and when we come and help and solve the situation.
Yeah, that time is so valuable for them. So when you were building Navigator, what did you learn about how these employees want to actually communicate with an AI assistant?
I think the fascinating thing is that AI in the B2B context has much higher stakes. So when I'm at home and I'm cooking and I'm like, I need a pumpkin recipe and I ask something, it's totally fine that I re-ask the question. It's not actually the first answer that I liked and so on. When you are at work, you have like one chance to go. You ask anything your company AI and you want instantly to get the right answer because there's consequences. If you got the wrong answer and you reacted on it, someone might get in trouble or you can get in trouble yourself. So the stakes are so much higher. It has to be crisp, instant, and you don't expect to get in a conversation. It has to be resolved right away.
Yeah, you can't send out the wrong information and break that trust. A lot of companies are releasing AI updates left and right, and not all of it ends up getting used. So what makes a difference between an AI product that employees actually want to use versus something that just sits on a shelf for a long time?
Right. I think it comes in stages. So again, this is specifically to business AI, so B2B customers. First stage gate is the admins. So you want the admins, those people who are rolling out these products, to feel in control and know what's actually happening because they are also responsible for this, right? So you want to unbox what's happening within the product, give as much as transparency of what the LLMs are doing, what's working, what's not working, what can you improve for this to be working going forward. And that security or that transparency is super important for anything for rolling out later. And then the next stage is the employees, where I already said, don't make me think that I need to be a prompt engineer to get the answer. I want to just blurb in the situation what I need and get an instant answer. And that those two combined then should be resolving in the pretty solid adoption.
So accuracy and quick are very important. So I know you talk to a lot of customers every day. Can you tell us about a moment when you were speaking with a customer and they were like, yeah, they got it. They understand how this is valuable.
Yeah, I think those moments are coming to me from their conversations, right? So there's another customer that I really love because it's my favorite part of my job is just hearing how things I didn't thought of in the beginning. So we have another customer in the Nordics that is more looking in kind of like an Uber drivers or like generally drivers on the streets for various kind of jobs. And you know how this kind of work often is on the mobile as well. Like when there's a mobile phone in front of your car and you're driving, you're busy, and then you have questions. For example, I need to refuel my car or some kind of operational questions. So what happens is that they would love to call someone. That's just a natural habit, what you're doing. While the company has secured that all this fantastic information is sitting on their FAQs somewhere on the page, it's all there, but what they do, just because it's the habit, they call. But the call line is expected to be only for emergencies. So it ends up being in such a traffic jam on the phone line for questions that are sitting beautifully on the internet already. And that's, again, you adapt to the use case, you make it voice first, so you can actually conversation on it, be on the go, be on the mobile, and get it resolved in the moment that no one has to pick up, again, another phone call about the same question.
Amazing. So accuracy, like we talked about, is very important. How do you make sure you don't get it wrong and that the information you're sharing with these drivers is actually accurate?
Very good question. And this is, of course, a major challenge for any knowledge source and knowledge bases. The information has to be right from the get-go. The cleaner the knowledge source, the better the answers. And in fact, we actually developed then Content Pro to help our customers to deal with the enormous content that now goes into our assistant. So as you can imagine, we have customers that we have for 10 years, and they have developed so much awesome and detailed content throughout all these years. And now you give it to AI and our assistant, and they find things you have forgotten about. And that's where Content Pro steps in. It scans your entire content from the last 10 years and helps you to understand where is duplicates, where is missing information, where is broken links, and gives you an aggregated view of what's the health of your actual knowledge base and what you maybe want to update.
So it's helping you catch stale or broken or bad content that you may have forgotten about it from a year ago.
Exactly. I nickname it the spring cleaning because everyone kind of hates it. It's fun for 1 hour and then you truly hate it. But this is the spring cleaning for internet. You switch it on, you see everything that's broken, and maybe in a bulk action you just decide to switch it all off to have a fresh start, or you actually go and do some kind of campaign of like updating content that's outdated.
So that helps you update stuff, but if you want to create new structured content from the start, from scratch, what examples have you seen there that Content Pro was a game changer for helping them, start something new?
Yeah, absolutely. That's also now, for example, when Navigator would be able to give you some information that actually your employees are asking a lot about this content, but then potentially you don't even have it on your site. You at the moment you don't know that this is what actually your employees need, and we're able to give you insights on it. Then you can also use Content Pro to create more pages the employees are actually looking for, and already from the get-go make sure that that page, that content that you'll be publishing will be optimized for readability by agents, by our agent or other ones outside, and get the work done in, again, efficient and clean way.
Thank you, Jasmina, for joining us today and walking us through both the Navigator and Content Pro. And thank you for watching our video. Be sure to follow along for the next session of our Meet the Makers.